Here's Johnny. Thank you. What's up? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What it be like? What's going down? What's popping? What's dropping? What's hopping? My peeps and folks, how you living? How you feeling? Don't tell me with your hands. Hold that thought. Man, this is lately always happening, as beginning the broadcast, like somebody's, attempting to throw a monkey wrench in the program or the plan at hand, like some kind of obnoxious computer hacker character. And whereas now I get to thinking, should I start back off at the very beginning? Should I start this up again? Should I start all over? Is what I meant to say. Okay, let's speed dial it. Here's Johnny. Thank you, Ed. What up, peeps and folks? My social media family, famo, of any person among yourselves, being subscribers and visitors alike, who are affiliated, associated with, and represent my own YouTube social media channel, and likewise chat room and comment section. Hopefully, all is well with you and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully the same or something could possibly be said and stated a record when it comes to me and mine, personal survival reasons and purposes. Yeah, hopefully it's all good in the hood. Boom, 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 boom. None of that one-eye symbolism, though. Yeah. And moving right along. Anyway, though, I think I have had a fair day of it, everybody. Although I have yet to pay my annual monthly rent, for the next business day, since I wasn't able to do it most recently, and hopefully not have to make a late rent payment. Then I just thank God. I thank God that I haven't spent any rent money on a gambling addiction, or even so much as utilities money or phone money on some of such. And in times like these, we don't just need a savior, but the savior, if you know what I mean. Being about Lord and Savior the Christ, Yeah. I mean, that's funny, whereas the management building been a real estate administrative representative personnel, they had me, fill out and sign that paperwork documents, for the renewal of my apartment rental lease agreement. But yet, I would have thought that they would have given me the status in due regard in reference to the housing inspection that was, supposed to have been set up as a scheduled for appointment, and was I'm having to prepare for it, and was supposed to come by at a certain date and check things out. I guess they're saying, man, we're not so much worried about any housing inspection. I mean, we could work something out. We can negotiate something. What we worry about, if anything, that much more, or use a better choice of words, because hopefully I'm not worried about anything. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but He has given the power. Just as long as I do what I have to do on my part. But it's like they're saying, we just, concerned that we get all this paperwork document out the way so far as the renewal of your apartment rental lease agreement, so that we ourselves can or could possibly get paid the ching ching moolah, mucho dinero. And besides all that, we know that you pay your annual monthly rent on a regular basis, and we haven't had any problems out of you when it comes to that. And I'm not about to have matters develop into a problem when it comes to that of a gambling addiction. You know, let's I want to risk being put out of doors for sure if I were to, contemplate the sick thought of possibly risking, you know, gambling with my rent money, God forbid. Yeah. Not that this is supposed to be the present social media broadcast of video content, you know. Not that I'm wagging the dog as and changing the subject. Then moving right along, Yeah. I was just saying, and speaking upon those matters as an icebreaker, you know. Yeah. Then how you all doing? Hopefully all is good in the hood, with you and yours, and and likewise, or in that same or similar soul thought when it comes to me and mine. And now let's get to the original subject matter, being as it is, of a given line of thought or a type of discussion to be debated, or a given argument with the many different views and opinions to be possibly affiliated, associated with, and representing some such thereof. Okay. Anyway, though, I guess I had a pretty fair day of it, for that some such a given moment in time. And yeah, for a Saturday weekend was I went to one of my, you know, self-help recovery program meetings. Now, as y'all know, I myself am a recovering alcoholic, and as well, I myself am a recovering drug addict. If we're talking about so far as this Snoop Doggy Frog Hall Wacko weed, aka reefer, peyote, or as it is known by its medical term by the medical community, doctors and nurses as marijuana, or according to the street slang, Mary Jane. Yeah. And I went to one of my much more frequented self-help recovery meetings compared to one of my less attended ones. When after I stopped off at a free eating spot, I could have got me some grub elsewhere too. They were holding a little, get together, a set, some kind of event for a local church elsewhere. They're having kind of like a carnival atmosphere, free barbecue and so forth. But I forgot to go back there. But at least I ate where I was at a free eating spot, or soup kitchen or otherwise. Than one of those that moonlights as a soup. That as a soup kitchen that moonlights as a food pantry. Is what I meant to say. First, please continue to let my mind. Let my mind put out its introduction. I'm starting to sound like President-elect, Mr. Magoo and Mr. Elmer Fudd. He had since opt out of the presidential race, and now a replacement political candidate is supposed to fill his slot, being the vice president of his. To go against our former ex-president, being of whom I would like to think can or could possibly get back into the White House. Anyway, though, getting back to what I was about to say as a backtrack here, we no purpose then. I'm going following to continue from when my person that last left off, I can finish up and complete the form 3 5 lines. Oh, that's that wagging the dog and changing the subject, So After I had stopped off at the free eating spot of a soup kitchen, I forgot to go back to this other as they were holding a set for the poor and needy, homeless, no free barbecue and so forth. And had a corner rack atmosphere with games and so forth, and music being played. But I went to my self help recovery meeting, and that other was supposed to be lasting after my meeting, but I forgot to go back. Uh, then after that, last but not least, I went to a public library where I had encountered the ignorance and insanity, not to mention impoliteness, or in other words, the stupidity, sickness, and or rudeness of a fellow patron. Whereas this other person just happened to be one who is of the rank and file of, the daily transients, has been translated to be defined as meaning homeless, you know. And whereas I had taught myself a thought to play the part of a good Samaritan, you know, sharing with this here moron in a sickle some such of my snacks, but little some. So not we're gonna give her 1/3 of it. I gave the white boy a little more of some stuff. She had seen me get a white boy, so she had her hand out, you know. Anyway, though, when I asked the white boy what kind of beverage was he drinking of a non-alcoholic beverage, because you can't have any drinks and drugs, drinks of alcoholic content and drugs in a public library, was the atmosphere, premises, properties, of a facility at a given library branch address location for his facility. But anyway, though, he had told me then and there, and he's supposed to ask me, did I want one? I said, nah, I'm cool, man. You know, though I would have liked to get, it would look pretty good, more or less, but I didn't want to deprive him of some such. I don't know what his economic status may have been like at some such given time. Anyway, this one woman of a different race, of one of the non-whites, she like asking him could she have one, like, right? And this bitch, this hoe, she reached oh, excuse my ring palm friend, but I think you all get the general idea of what I'm trying to say. She's one of those, and as I suspect her to be homeless, she reached over after he offered to give her one. She reached over to take it all of his beverages. And I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, sister, don't do that. At least leave the white boy, the white guy with one of them. Then from there, she goes off on me. Yada 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 woo woo. I'm not gonna give y'all the what you call the address location of the public library, because I have enough stalkers, and one of them I suspect to be my main neighbor from down hell, of a local drug pushing, poop butt pissant, crack powder nut case, a rather creepy, cowardly, and faggoty black male character. I want to say nigger SOB bastard, but I'm trying to curb my language there. Anyway, the same one that assumes that he has a legit personal vendetta or grudge match against me, and I have never done or said anything to him in a negative way to warrant or justify all of this hostilities or hatred, against my person, speaking upon those matters. And as I speed that out, what he has put me through, whereas at one time or another, he followed me into the business, offering the management of a real estate administrative representative personnel, and attempt to flip the script and make it seem like he's the victim, whereas all I'm doing is going in there to renew my apartment room lease, like sometime like last year, compared to how I had to repeat that process this year, And then there was one time or another, he's sitting outside on the stoop outside the building, in the dead of night, attempting to, spook me, mouth verbal threats against my person, implying physical violence. So I called the police on him then and there. And then there was one time or another, he He rode his bicycle or bike, to say, up on me from behind, then rode alongside me. It was just a couple few inches from my physical body and didn't say excuse me. So that told me that he did that on purpose for that particular criminal incident of hate crime in his own right. So I called the police on him again. And then at one time now he's running down the sidewalk, and as I'm trying to catch a train for the train station right across the street from the building where we both live. He's like a couple few apartment doors down from me on the same floor level of the building. He waits till I leave the building to pull that crap with one hand in his coat or jacket pocket. So I take a detour, do a U-turn or a detour, and go across the street to catch a bus much rather instead. But then I call the police on him for that criminal incident of hate crime in his own right. And then, there was one time I'm coming back from the hospital after feeling sick as a dog, and whereas he's in the front entrance and exitway of the building, so I take a detour, do a U-turn, try to enter the building from the back way. And whereas here it is, whereas he goes in and out of one or two back doors more than the other one, and mainly most of the one next to my apartment door, at some such given moment in time, whereas being because the lock mechanism is messed up, whereas you would have to prop something in between the door and the border if you want to, come into the building through that way, because once you go out, you cannot come in with the lock mechanism being messed up. So he had something propped in there. Compared to the other back door to the building, you can come and go easily as you please, as nothing's wrong with the lock mechanism. So you can come and go as you please with your key, And here it is. I better got into my apartment, closed and locked my door. He's standing outside my apartment door, mouthing off verbal threats, misbehaving like he himself is practically, if not possible, about to kick my apartment door in a physical way. Quite nice. What other kind of way can you kick somebody else's apartment door in? Excuse partner for butchering the English language, American data. And my phone was about to die, and I had managed to get off emergency tail call to the po, the boys in blue, the police. Thank God, that was a blessing. And at the same time, recharged my cell phone. Yeah, crazy. But anyway, getting back to some of such other, not that wagging dog chain subject. So yeah. So here it is. This here one woman of a non-white female person, one race, person, not sex. After I had checked her on how she was like acting foul and funky with the white boy, remind me of a main name from Damn Hell character. She goes off at the mouth on me. So I called the security guard, being up a black brother, and to add insult to injury, he had the audacity to not only misbehave as if, I could be part of the problem, but, could possibly have been misbehaving worse yet, as if he thought I was the main cause of the problem. I didn't like that. I'm like, you dickhead, because he like got to talking down to me, mouthing off tomorrow. Both of y'all shut up, blah, blah. I'm like, what you talking about? I called you over about her. I mean, both of y'all shut up, or both of y'all be out of here, Then he says to me, you too grown for all that. I'm like, what you talking about? Like as if I'm just as much of a problem or worse yet, the problem. Come on. Yeah, you look old enough to be my grandpa and all that. I like to flip him the bird, give him the finger, but I just left the library earlier than what I intended. So much for that. If you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, accept him as you can before you go to damn hell so you can go to heaven. Peace. We out.